Hey everyone.
Hello.
I believe we are live and streaming. I think that's how it works. So we're just doing a quick live stream for you.
Yep.
Um,
A really quick one.
oh wait, it says unsupported resolution.
Right.
Does that mean it's working or is it not working? I don't
I'm
know.
not sure.
The time is ticking,
Yeah.
but it says you need to change the resolution.
Right. Oh, hey.
Oh, people are watching.
Yeah.
Hey everyone. Okay, so can you see us okay? Let us know in the comments if everything looks okay to you.
Oh, hey, I see a Dutch person. They're saying goedenavond. Goedenavond to you too.
So yeah, we're just doing a quick live stream for day 2 review of Celebration.
Yep.
Because we don't have a huge amount of time, so we thought, you know what, instead of taking the time to film and then having to edit and upload separately, we'll just do a quick live stream, quick recap of what went down at Celebration Day 2, which was yesterday. We're about to head to Celebration Day 3 very shortly.
So that's why we have to be super quick today. So we're going to hop straight into it if you don't mind. And if you like the live stream format better, because we'll be more than happy to do one tomorrow as well, where you can just like talk to us, because today we have to be super, super, super quick, but then tomorrow we can like answer questions and stuff. But so the day started off with us getting into Paisley, and then we were shown some concert footage. And this was really, really cool because it was footage from the Hit and Run tour. And it was
2014.
Yeah, 2014 from Vienna.
Yeah.
And it was like
Prince and Third Eye Girl.
Yeah, it was like one of the gigs where like Prince was wearing, I believe it was Third Eye Boy's art, like as his like top, and then on the drums was Stella Blue's art. So that was really, really awesome because that's like all from the Twitter times and stuff. So to see that kind of concert back was just incredible for me, because I was like, I was there when like he found out their like artwork and stuff, and now I can see that like that, and it was just a phenomenal concert, and like it was so well shot as well, that footage.
Yeah, so this was the really interesting thing. Not only was this 2014 footage multi-camera, like professionally shot, but it was also professionally edited. So it had been like color graded, like edited, chopped together, like highlights, like the zooms, and like the full production, like basically everything that you would do if you were like releasing this footage to the world is a full-on produced video. The sound was amazing. The quality of the footage was incredible. So it was Prince and Third Eye Girl, Vienna 2014. Wasn't it his birthday? It was like a June 7th show or something like that, or June 8th. It was a show for his birthday. There were people holding like happy birthday signs in the audience. And they did like Screwdriver, Plectrum Electrum, what else? Something in the Water. Great version of Something in the Water.
Yeah.
It was actually pretty emotional for me to see it because I was at a show like a week before that. So it was very similar to the the show that I'd seen in Birmingham, or the 2 Birmingham shows that I'd seen in the weeks that preceding that one. Crazy.
Yeah, that
crazy.
was like super impressive. And after that, I was like, wow, that was like amazing, because I feel like with them showing like later on footage like of Prince like in the last years of its life is like I was like there to physically experience, but like some of these songs actually came out and got released, and I'm like, wow, that's amazing. But yeah, so after that we had this amazing panel of one of the photographers that took one of the most iconic photos of Prince, Jeff Katz.
Yep. So I wonder. I guess a lot of you have probably seen the flood of unreleased Jeff Katz photos of Prince that hit the internet over the last few weeks, leading up to his appearance at Celebration. Obviously, Jeff took some iconic shots, including the parade cover, Sign of the Times cover, and so many more. What he did at Celebration yesterday was he basically did like a slideshow of, I don't know how many, maybe like 10 of his images, something like that. And each one, he told us like a story around that footage. So some of them were the sort of iconic shots that we know and love, like the parade cover, that was one of them. And then others were stuff that hadn't really been seen before. And he told us these incredible stories about it. Much like if you've seen our interview with Afshin, very similar in the sense that they never knew what they were shooting for. Or there was never like a shoot with a particular thing in mind. So the parade album cover, like Jeff didn't go into that thinking like this is going to be like
No.
an iconic shot or an album cover of a very popular album.
It was
He
like
just went in for another shoot with Prince. Just
and that
like
photo was like taken like 5 minutes into their session, just like that. Like, who takes photos like that quickly? It's like, okay, we're gonna do a photo shoot. 5 minutes into that photo shoot, bam, that's your Parade album cover. Just amazing.
So if you go to, I think it's princebyjeffkatz.com, you can have a look at all the photos, and a lot of them Jeff talked about yesterday at Celebration, and it was really cool to hear all of those stories. Jeff's never actually spoken about his work with Prince before Celebration yesterday, so we were hearing this stuff for literally the very first time. So that was just it's amazing.
It's just like it was like so different as well, because he took so many of these like and like some of the stories behind them were great. So like for the Sign of the Times album cover, like the background wasn't actually on the soundstage and it was like somewhere else. Do you remember that?
So you guys know the backdrop to Sign of the Times that has like the sort of street signs and the neon lights and the signs and whatnot, like the bit that's right in the background, right? So you remember that? So Jeff said that it was a weekend and they were setting up to like shoot, and Prince wanted some kind of backdrop, but they had a rough idea, but they didn't really know what to do. So they went down to Chanhassen Dinner Theatres, which if anyone's been to Paisley Park, you know is really, really close to Paisley Park. And he said that that backdrop actually came from the Chanhassen Dinner Theatres and their recent production at the time of Guys and Dolls. So that's where that famous Sign of the Times backdrop comes from. It comes from a theatre production of Guys and Dolls. Like, who would have thought?
Yeah, and he was also telling us about like the ways how you would like get some of the colors on photos, like especially around like the 90s love symbol kind of era where you can see some of the pictures of him and Maisa that have like these super vibrant and amazing colors, which Jeff then said he was never able to recreate after actually doing that, because that was literally just him experimenting with like taking like saturation up and all that kind of stuff, you know, and like cross processing and all that. So that is just so cool to like hear stories behind that, especially in this day and age of like digital photography and like loads of filters that you can put on your photos, where you actually had to do without like Photoshop filters, like a lot of like computer software available and all that, just like manually, and just like seeing what came out of it without actually knowing beforehand.
Yep, exactly. So what was really cool was that because Paisley Park gave us press passes, they let us sit up on the riser at the back of the soundstage, like a big riser. You go up some stairs to like sit on it, and that's usually where the family sits, and people that work at Paisley Park. So you get a really great view of like center, like on the stage, like you're like eye contact, like eye level with the people on the stage, rather than like you're looking upwards, which is different.
I feel like,
and you can hear everything perfectly from there, so it's really cool.
I think I said this in like the previous vlog, but like from there, it's like you have an overview of everything that's going on. So I feel like whenever Prince would be sitting like in one of them, it would be like be able to see his whole stage show without him actually being there. So like all the background and the band and all that. So
it's like where Prince would like where Prince would sit right next to the mixing desk, like on the riser, like where you can see everything that's happening on the stage.
Yep.
So that's really, really cool.
We're rambling on a bit though, because we literally have to be super quick. You all know that we like to talk a lot about what we experience, but okay. So
shout out to Anisha Blackwell in the comments. Thank you so much. We don't have a lot of time to reply to all the comments, but we love you. Thank you all for watching. Someone said, "Did we see Prince's friend? Was that next to him?" No, Prince's friend was on a different track. I believe he's not on the same track as us. We are on the media track. Track one, all the press pass people. If you have a press pass, you're on track 1. So we're on track 1. If you there's no press track on track 2, but that's where he is. So we've not seen him, but I'm sure we'll bump into him
at some point. Yeah.
So after the Jeff Katz panel, we had the Graffiti Bridge panel.
Yeah.
So the Graffiti Bridge panel, it was Steve Park was like hosting it, and it was Ingrid Chavez. T.C. Ellis and Craig Rice. So obviously Ingrid, the female lead in Graffiti Bridge, played Aura. T.C. Ellis, always wanting to rap in the movie. Funny thing about that, he said that's exactly what his relationship with Prince was like before Graffiti Bridge. He was always like, he'd see Prince around, he'd be like, "You gotta let me rap, you gotta let me rap." And that's exactly what they put in the movie. So I thought that was really funny.
And to add to his rapping, he actually did a rap at the end of that panel, which
TC
was
Ellis
incredible.
did a full-on rap about the Minneapolis sound
Yeah.
at the end of the Graffiti Bridge panel. It was incredible. That's probably one of the highlights of the session. But just very, very cool to hear like Ingrid and TC's stories about getting to work with Prince and how they met him and how they got in the movie and things like that. And Craig was like the one of the producers of the movie, like the main guy, like doing everything from Prince's side. So he kind of explained to us the entire concept of what they were trying to do with Graffiti Bridge, of it to be like a new age musical kind of thing. And he said that although it obviously is a Purple Rain sequel, they deliberately tried to keep it like quite light on that, so not any more than they had to. So that's why it's like kind of, if you know, then you know, but it doesn't like stop you enjoying the movie if you didn't really know the whole history of Purple Rain and stuff like that. That's kind of what they were going for.
The other thing that I really liked that that they were like telling us is that whenever they were shooting the movie, everyone always had to be there, even if you were like not actually like playing in any scenes on that day. Like everyone just had to be there to keep like that super like neighborhood type of vibe, because basically all of the movie was shot on the soundstage in Paisley Park, so on that soundstage with multiple different sets, so like even the club scenes and all that, which is super
everything
cool.
like pretty like almost the entire movie, save any actual outside shots, was shot inside Paisley Park in that soundstage with different sets being built. So to sort of be in that room and hear them all talking about, oh, we built the thing down there, and that was just really weird. Like you're trying to sit there like picturing in your head like all of those sets and where the bridge was and where the front of the club was, or where this club was, or that, Anyway, that was really crazy. Steve talked quite a bit about how he did the original painting that became the Graffiti Bridge album cover, which was really cool. That was right at the sort of beginning of his career with Prince, and he sort of had no clue that stuff he worked on would turn into a full-on album cover and movie cover. So that was really cool to hear.
He said that like when Prince, like he obviously like sent the painting and all that, but like when Prince like saw it and stuff, Prince was really like loving that painting, and then he wanted to like use it as, well, first of all, like the album cover for like the Graffiti Bridge album. So like and he was like, he asked Steve to like make some changes to the painting, so he literally had to like sandpaper off some of the paint of that painting,
which he'd never done before.
Because keep in mind there was like no Photoshop and all that here, or like, I guess because it's like the early 90s, isn't it?
89.
Yeah, 89. So, and so he was like, oh god, I have to like do that and like get some paint off the painting and then like re-add some stuff, and then he did it in the end, and then he like made it work, and that turned into like that beautiful, beautiful artwork that he made for that.
Yep. Yeah. And then the cool thing was, for the last 10 or 15 minutes of the Graffiti Bridge panel, they opened it up for audience questions. So Steve himself came around with the microphone into the audience.
Yep.
And there was probably about, 7 or 8, maybe 10 questions asked. Some really kind of interesting stuff. People were asking about like whether Madonna was ever seriously considered for the lead role, which a lot of people sort of say over the years. And Craig said that she was never really like seriously considered. So that was interesting. I can't remember what other questions did people ask.
It was just like
they asked some
insightful stuff.
Yeah, just some.
Oh, someone asked Steve who like has that painting now.
Oh yeah, somebody asked Steve who has the original Graffiti Bridge painting, and Steve has it himself in his house. So that was cool. So that was it. That was it at Paisley yesterday, because it was only a half day, and following the half day at Paisley, we all went out to the Armory in downtown Minneapolis for the Prince live on the big screen, or in concert on the big screen, it's called. Last year it was called Live on the Big Screen, and this year it was called In Concert on the Big Screen, but it's the same concept.
So like,
a couple of quick things. The Armory was a very well-known venue back in the day in Minneapolis, and actually it's where the 1999 music videos were all shot. So like Little Red Corvette, 1999, Automatic, all shot on that stage at the Armory. But then it was closed for like a number of years, and then only recently reopened. So this year they had the in concert on the big screen thing in the Armory. So it's really cool. I preferred it to last year.
Yeah.
Last year was at the Target Center. I've definitely preferred it at the Armory. And so also it was the same show, the same footage of Prince as last year, but much tighter, like a much tighter edit of the Prince footage and a tighter sync with the band, I think, which is what I didn't think it was bad last year. We really enjoyed it last year, but it's probably like the 10% that it could have been improved last year is exactly what they did this year, kind of tightening up, getting the footage of Prince and not so much of like the wandering camera, the band just a little bit more kind of in sync. Just yeah, incredible. So if anyone's watching this and they don't know about the event last year and the event last night at the Armory, basically it's Prince's it's professionally shot video footage of Prince with his vocals and his guitar and piano, depending on the song, isolated, but then the rest of the music removed from the footage, and then the band, which is like an all-star NPG band, so like Kit Blackshire, Shelby J, Kirk Johnson, Ida Nielsen, Adrian Crutchfield, and the NPG horns, like a full-on kind of all-star NPG band. They play the music live in sync with the footage of Prince. Yeah. Which is just a really cool experience.
I think the tour was Welcome to America, I would say.
Yes, the footage is from Welcome to America. That's right. That's right. So I really enjoyed it when they showed him playing like Insatiable, Extraordinary, Scandalous, and obviously the more up-tempo stuff like Cool and the mashup that he did with Don't Stop Till You Get Enough.
My favourite bits are always when he's like doing a ballad and then he just like walks to the piano and just goes to lay down on it and just like that. Those moments are great.
Yeah.
That's just like his stage presence is so amazing, and you can still like feel that throughout the entire room, even when it's like just him being there on the screen rather than him actually performing because he's no longer with us. But it's just like such a powerful performance that it like almost feels like you're actually there at that concert in some kind of way.
Yeah. So that was that. It was a really cool show. Then there was a VIP after party also at the Armory. They had this like lit up purple room above the main kind of arena bit. The band came and hung out. DJ Kiss was there, who DJed for Prince a bunch of times. She was great. Played a really great set. We got to hang out a little bit with Prince's brother Omar, who we've met before in London. So that was nice.
We got to
Andrea Swenson from The Current. If any of you guys know The Current, the radio station, you probably know Andrea Swenson.
Yeah.
She was there. We hung out with her a little bit, so that was really awesome.
And we met a whole bunch of like awesome people that like watch our channel, or like people that went to Paisley were on the same track as us. So we just met a whole bunch of just amazing people, and the vibes in there were just so positive, and everyone was like so nice and so loving, and it was just great. It was really, really lovely, like that whole show and the after party. Yeah. But yeah.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say that we're going to have to wrap this up now because we're
going
to have to run out soon.
Yeah. One more thing that we forgot to mention in between Paisley and the Armory, the estate and Sony actually hit us up, and they wanted to like film us talking a little bit about Prince in the Electric Fetus. So we did a little bit of filming for Sony, and we met the Sony team who's been behind like the reissues of Rave and Musicology and Planet Earth and 3121, and they assured us there is much more to come. So that's going to be incredible. It was really cool to meet the Sony team and kind of get their sort of inside vibe about how they've approached these reissues and the Ultimate Rave box set that just came out, which we picked up yesterday as well.
So this is like... so you have to like understand that this is like the team that handles like legacy releases, so like posthumous things, so like for Prince and Michael Jackson and people like that are no longer with us, sadly. So yeah.
So we got to head off. We got to head to day 3. Thank you all for watching. We're going to do a proper live stream when we get a chance. Not that this one isn't a proper one. We are reading what you guys are saying.
We're just not interacting. We're not. We promise we're not ignoring anyone. We just like we don't have any time. So like we have to be at Paisley at before 5, and it's like a 30-minute drive from where we are.
Yeah. So we got to head out, but we are going to do a live stream where we read all your comments and answer all your questions.
Yeah.
We love you all. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate every single one of you. If you're here in Minneapolis, come hit us up. Like if you're around for Minneapolis, whether it's Celebration or you're just in the city, then come see us. Come say hi. We'll hang out. We'll have a drink. We'll just hanging out. And if you're not, then keep watching. We'll be covering as much of Celebration as we can. With our, obviously we have our media passes, so we get to talk to a few like extra little people when we're in and around, and kind of bring you the info and things like that. So, one more thing to mention. There's now new stuff in the soundstage in Paisley Park.
Yeah.
There was 3121 clothing there yesterday, and we spoke to Tim, who's operational director at Paisley. He said they're going to rotate what's in the soundstage every day, so there's going to be new stuff every day of Celebration in the soundstage.
The day before that was like, sort of like hit and run tour stuff, and like the guitar, like the mirrored guitar that was in Rock and Roll Love Affair.
Yeah.
That was really cool actually, because like they were shining a spotlight on that mirrored guitar, so it was like beaming light of it, like it was reflecting it, so it was really cool when you walked in, and it was like sunlight coming off it. That was great.
Yeah. Anyway, we have to head to Paisley. We're going to be late for day 3. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you all next time. Catch you later. Bye.
Bye everyone.
We love you.
We
Bye.
love you. Bye.